Eto, good news. Ang aking bine, my favorite. Ano siya? Actually, maganda to. This is, and it came from Senator Bam Aquino. Si Bam Aquino, okay yan. Okay yan si Bam Aquino. And actually, isang winning formula niya. Total, sikat siya sa mga Gen Z. He should promote P-pop. Diba? Isa yun sa pinakamagandang gawin niya aside dun sa politics. Kasi masyadong na-overwhelm tong mga senador natin, mga politiko natin sa flood control, sa impeachment, diba? Importante yan. Di ko sinasabing huwag silang magbigay ng attention dyan. But there are other important things and there are opportunities na they're missing out on if they don't spread their attention other than these mga political matters na malaki, 'di ba? And it's so centric. 'Yun ang isang number one na criticism ko sa opposition. Ang dating sa akin, they're just hell-bent on going after their enemies, 'di ba? Na yung mga gusto nilang kasi may mga progressives diyan eh. May mga policies sila na gustong i-implement. Madami doon hindi ako sang-ayon dahil hindi ako progressive, 'di ba? Dahil centrist ako, 'di ba? Pero dahil dun sa obsession nila against the Dutertes, against the Marcos, wala silang magawa doon sa mga doon sa mga ideological beliefs nila, wala silang ma-implement. 'Di ba? So that's because they're too distracted about revenge basically. Si Bam Aquino, I don't think he's far left. I think he's a little bit more classical liberal or probably even centrist pa nga. And probably given that he's tawag dito, pamangkin siya ni Cory Aquino, he's probably I think there's still a lot of conservative in him also. Kasi he comes from a religious family. Diba? I just don't know how much they've changed. But since more or less kasing edad ko yan, more or less hindi pa uso yung mga woke dati nun eh, 'di ba? I don't know but I think he's not far left. So hindi siya masyadong obsessed just like the others, 'di ba? Doon sa revenge. And now eto nagbigay siya ng commendation and basahin natin ano bang nilagay niya. Resolution. Gumawa siya ng resolution sa Senate. Actually, parang binabasa lang naman 'to, 'di ba? Binabasa lang naman 'to. Tapos ide-declare, minsan magsasalitaan sila doon. Yes, congratulations, 'di ba? Tapos let's say si Senator Risa, magko-congratulate din siya. Or si Raffy Tulfo, sino ba? Malamang si Jinggoy, mga artista 'yan eh, 'di ba? Si everybody else, si Pia Cayetano, sana, malay mo, blooms pala si Pia Cayetano. So, si Loren Legarda, taga ABS-CBN dati. So, more or less, ganun na mangyayari dyan. And they'd be celebrating Filipino culture and the success of Beanie, whether you like it or not. Ako, I'm not really big into Coachella, mga ganyan, but I like Beanie. Madami ako, kung napapansin nyo, madami akong content tungkol sa Beanie, lalo dun sa Jamcast na channel ko na isa. Tito Bloom ang tawag nila sa akin dun. And I think these girls have made tremendous contributions to Filipino culture, because even though it's P-pop, even though P-pop is very, aminin na natin, very K-pop coded siya, but still Beanie and honestly lahat ng K-pop groups, kasi dahil sa Beanie at SB19 tiningnan ko na rin yung iba eh, yung mga G22 ganyan, yung mga Kaya, yung Wink, di ba, yung Alamat, titingnan ko yan, they are so, yung nationalistic Pinoy flavor are all present in their songs, and it is really quite a movement. And yun nga, itong si Bam Aquino, kung makakausap ko lang to, I'm gonna push it to that na na talagang, dude, support P-pop, support, magkaroon ka ng program. I don't know what it is yet. We can sit down and talk about it and plan. 'Di ba? P-pop is a huge opportunity, especially now that Beanie has broken through. Kumbaga, they already shattered the glass ceiling. SB19 is set to do the same at Lollapalooza. 'Di ba? So, the glass ceiling is already broken. Now is the time to fly. 'Di ba? So, Senator Bam Aquino, do more than this. P-pop artist will not let you down. I guarantee you. Okay, so basahin natin basahin natin tong resolution. Kumati na naman ng ilong ko, bad trip. Kati ng ilong ko, nagkakaroon ako ng allergy kasi. Ilawan lang yung towel ko. Wait lang. Nagkaroon ako ng allergy. Siguro may mga alikabok. O kaya yung balahibo ng aso. Okay. Resolution. Congratulating and commending Beanie for attaining the historic milestone of being the first Filipino act to perform at the Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival in Indio, California, and bringing pride and honor to the Philippines. Whereas the Senate of the Philippines recognizes and commends Filipino artists who exemplify excellence and bring pride to the nation through their achievements in the global arena. Nakitahan nga natin. Ay, ayaw lumaki. Okay na yan. Baka wala, ganun talaga. Yan na yun. Okay, whereas yung mga Beanie members, Aya, Colette, Maloy, Gwen, Mika, Joanna, and Sheena, collectively known as P-pop, Philippine P-pop girl group Beanie. Okay. Whereas Beanie has attained a historic milestone as the first Filipino act to perform in the annual Coachella held on April 10 and 17. Okay, so 17, ibig sabihin nun, mamayang umaga, kasi last week was their first week, yung week 1 nung Coachella appearance nila, and they are set to dalawa yung performance na gagawin nila doon. So week 1 and week 2. So that means mamayang 7:15 meron ulit performance. So yung mga gising, baka mag-stream ako dun sa Jamcast. Okay? So we can cheer together. Okay? Na-copy strike nga ako last time. pero let's see. Paggising pa ako mamaya, baka mag-stream ako. Okay? Whereas Coachella is recognized as one of the most prestigious and highest grossing musical festivals in the world, with a capacity of approximately 125,000 attendees per day, 'di ba? Okay. Etong pinakamaganda Beanie's 10-song setlist featuring their most popular songs including Shaggy D, Pantropico, Salamin Salamin, and Carrera highlighted Filipino artistry on the global stage, which is true. 'Di ba? Hearing Tagalog songs being sung in Coachella is surreal. Surreal siya. Dati, so Coachella had been around for more than 20 years. And we've had music legends, Gary V, Regine Velasquez, the Eraserheads, River Maya. They weren't able to do it. 'di ba? And now Beanie was able to, and hopefully more acts will follow. So hearing them sing original Filipino music, 'di ba, is very nice, 'di ba? It warms your heart. Whether you're a fan of Beanie or not. Kasi may let's admit it, hindi naman lahat mahilig sa ganyang music, 'di ba? Ako kasi it's not actually the music per se. It's them. It's people, young people dreaming and succeeding. That is what I like about Beanie. 'Di ba? Yung mga kanta nila na I like Pantropico, I like Salamin Salamin, I like Lagi. Yung ibang mga kanta nila, Golden Arrow, trip ko yan. Shaggy din, nakakatawa din. Pero yung mga kanta nila na First Love, Unang Kilig, 'di ba? Hindi ko trip 'yon. Wala, hindi ko sila gusto, 'di ba? Ang gusto ko talaga yung it's their story. It's like to me parang watching UFC. It's not the actual fight. Actually, it is the actual fight. But when you consider the stories behind the fights, kung sino ba tong taong to, kasi maybe he came from a losing streak tapos biglang nanalo siya ng sunod-sunod din, 'di ba? And you follow his social media, tapos you'd know a little bit about his personal life, and now he's succeeding, 'di ba? Yun yung mga kwento eh. Doon ka magiging fan talaga. 'Di ba? O kaya dahil kupal siya, doon ka maiinis talaga. 'Di ba? So it's the same concept with Beanie and other P-pop, SB19, kasi there's a story behind the artist, there's a story behind the songs. And right now, the story behind P-pop is the story of perseverance and success despite everything being against them. Okay? So, ano pang sabi? Whereas Beanie's performance showcased Filipino pride through the use of traditional elements, including the salakot and tropical-inspired attire, as well as a fusion of contemporary and traditional styles in their costumes, music, and choreography. Correct, 'di ba? It was a cultural display actually. Actually, 'di ba, dapat sinsponsoran din sila ng tourism nun eh. I don't know, but maybe that will make it political, but it is 100% a tawag doon, a cultural export of kumbaga showcase talaga ng kultura ng Pilipino yun, 'di ba? We have the people as represented by Beanie and the team behind them, and the fashion, 'di ba, yung damit nila, the props. Hindi nga lang sila nakapaglagay ng props kasi malamang masyado ng mahal. 'Di ba? Hindi na sila naglagay ng mga stage props eh. But everything about Beanie's performance last week and this coming a few hours from now, it screams Filipino. From the songs, the lyrics, the passion, it screams Filipino. And sana yun ang wag mawala sa kanila when they go on moving on greener pastures, especially in the international scene. Sana wag mawala yun talaga. Okay. Whereas Beanie's participation in Coachella underscores the growing potential of the Philippine creative economy. Yan ang gusto ko marinig sa iyo, Bel Makino. Demonstrating how Filipino talent can generate global demand, create economic opportunities, and strengthen the country's presence in the global cultural and creative landscape. Yan ang dapat mong gawin, di ba? Makino, Senator, this should be your lane, 'di ba? Ikaw yung nerd. Ikaw yung nerd sa ano, you are the representative of the millennials. You are the best amongst us. Maaring hindi siya millennial. Maaring ano siya, younger Gen X. Baka, di ko alam kasi sagad na ako sa millennial eh. Ako na yung pinakamatandang millennial. Kung mas matanda siya sa akin, younger Gen X si Bam Aquino. But my point is, you get me for sure. This is a huge opportunity. Look at South Korea. You know what South Korea has done. Okay? We can replicate that here. Not just in P-pop. Let's do animation. I am from the creative industry. I've been an artist my entire life. I am podcast ako ngayon. Podcaster, but I've been an illustrator my entire life. Storyteller. 'Di ba? It's about time na, kasi laging pag sinabing creative artist, Pilipino, pinakamagaling dyan. Pero wala tayong representation. We don't have proof. We just have stories. We just have street cred. But no actual trophy. 'Di ba? And now, Beanie has one. And it's about time to tap the immense potential of the Filipino creative industry. Yun talaga ang kailangan. Kasi I think one of the reasons why kung bakit hindi, despite having all of the accolades, na parang all of the praises na magaling ang Pilipino sa ganyan, sa ganito, it's I think we still have this mentality na highly outdated, na parang pag sinabi mong comics, pag sinabi mong drawing, pag sinabi mong cartoons, pambata yan 'di ba? Pambata yan. Pag sinabi mong sasayaw ka, 'di ba? Nobody well, it was the generation before. Talaga, wala naman tayo magagawa. Ganun ang naging kultura natin eh. Na parang old people will not, let's say you have a rich parent back in the 70s. Tapos sasabihin mo sa kanya, hihingi ka ng loan sa mayaman mong airpot, na sasabihin mo, magi-start ka ng comics company. Malamang i-discourage ka nun eh. Because that was part of the culture. But that was before, 'di ba? Ibahin na natin. It is time to move on from that. We don't have to wallow on that culture any longer. 'Di ba? We don't need to. Let's take it for better or for worse. That's how it was before. But we can do something else now, especially that time has moved on. 'Di ba? So yun lang. I'm sure gets nyo na yun. 'Di ba? Meron talaga tayong kultura na nagdi-discourage creativity. As long as let's say hangga't hindi ka kumikita ng milyon diyan, nobody's gonna take you seriously when you're a singer. Well, nobody's gonna take you seriously kung nagko-compose ka ng sarili mong kanta sa banda nyo, kung nagdo-drawing ka, kung gagawa ka ng comics. Hangga't hindi ka kumikita ng milyones, wala kang international acclaim, nobody's gonna take you seriously. Kung si Lea Salonga wala siya sa Broadway, kung hindi siya umabot doon, wala siyang Tony Award, kung nakita mo siyang nagkakaraoke, hindi mo rin siya papansinin eh. Ganun eh. Unfortunately, that's how it is. 'Di ba? But again, it doesn't have to be like that forever. Okay lang naman naging ganun tayo. 'Di ba? I think the new generation who gets the frustration on that, especially the creatives, 'di ba? Kasi yung mga Kaya sinabi ko na Gen X at saka Millennial, alam ni Bam Aquino yung sinasabi ko eh. Kasi we've experienced that. 'Di ba? That we were the ones na naging na nirepress ng mga magulang dati. Na parang laki-laki mo na, naglalaro ka pa rin ng G.I. Joe, 'di ba? Ganon eh. And it's that was before we can do it in a different way nowadays. Yun lang ang point ko. Okay. Ano pa? Tapusin na lang natin to. Ano to? Beanie's pioneering performance paves the way for the continued growth of Philippine pop opens opportunities for more Filipino artists to showcase their talents and gain greater visibility in the global music industry. Correct. Madami pang pwedeng sumunod sa yapak ng Bini. And just keep dreaming. 'Di ba? Who knows? Actually, just claim it. Bands like Cup of Joe, bands like Baby Ben and Ben, 'di ba? Who else? SB19, for sure they will have their turn in Coachella. They're already doing Lollapalooza. And sa Asia kasi malaki na yung sa SB19. Southeast Asia, Japan, 'di ba? But the others, G22 is very Coachella. They're very Coachella. That's it. G22. Swak na swak ang G22 sa Coachella. They have the personality, they have the looks, and they have the songs for it. What else? I don't know. Everybody, kahit yung Four of Spades, sige. Madami naman tayong especially mga bata ngayon. Even the older bands, malay mo trip ng Eraserheads, 'di ba? Pwede naman 'di ba? Let's see. What else? Meron pa ba? Tapusin lang natin. The success of Beanie aligns with the state's policy to support and develop the creative industries as drivers of innovation, employment, and inclusive growth. Do more. Do more. Kulang na kulang. The creative industry had been trying since I was a young creative. Since the start of the digital revolution. 'Di ba? Digital art. And even before kasi yung let's say sa animation, there was an animation boom in the 80s and 90s here in the Philippines. But unfortunately it died down. And although it still exists, nung napalitan siya ng digital, and but the biggest problem kasi ng creative industry ng Pilipinas is for some reason we could not produce original content. Original content, yun ang wala tayo kasi tayo kasi naging tambakan tayo ng mga outsourced work, 'di ba? Yung mga pinapanood ng natin ngayon sa Netflix, kahit dati pa, yung mga animation diyan, madami doon ginagawa dito sa Pilipinas. Doon sa may Cartoon Network pa ba? Hindi ko na alam eh. Basta it's yung mga cartoons, madami kahit sa YouTube, madaming gumagawa ng mga animation dito. Madaming studios na animation studios sa Pilipinas, kahit yung mga music studios, basta any kind of creative studio, madami sa Pilipinas, but almost all of them, 99% ng ginagawa nila are all outsourced. Ibig sabihin, yung story galing sa ibang bansa, pinapagawa lang dito yung animation or yung mga drawing or editing, whatever part of the production, and ang maglalabas nun kung saan galing yung bansa na nag-produce. It's not a Filipino product, although some parts of it were created by Filipinos. So that's how how the Filipino creative industry works for the most part at the moment. But again, we can change that. And Beanie is the ultimate proof, the leading proof that Filipinos kasi let's face it, there had been other Filipinos like Lea Salonga. Lea Salonga, Lea Salonga will forever be a Filipino legend. But the reality is, she's a homegrown talent, but her body of work is from a foreign country, 'di ba? American usually, yung sa Broadway, yung mga production na yon ay American. And there's nothing wrong with that. 'Di ba? That was her lane, and she's the best at it. And ang pinagkaiba kasi ng Beanie ngayon is everything is homegrown. The product is homegrown, the performers are homegrown, the songs are homegrown, the stage is homegrown na dinadala natin sa ibang bansa. The product is unquestionably Filipino. Yun ang pinagkaiba ng Beanie from other artists, Filipino artists who made their names in the entertainment industry outside the Philippines. Kahit si Apple de Ap, 'di ba? Apple de Ap is undoubtedly Filipino. Laki siya dito, 'di ba? And pero American group yung ano niya, yung sa Amerika siya sumikat talaga. Yung production nun are American. Ganun talaga. O kaya madami pang mga eto katulad nito meron ako ditong this one. Eto Filipinos have been performing at Coachella longer than you think. 'Di ba parang yes, they performed at Coachella, but they weren't representing the Philippines. They're not homegrown. Sofia La Forteza of Cat's Eye is probably homegrown. For sure, nagba-back and forth siya from the Philippines and kasi mayaman sila and the US or whatever country. But her production is US based and Korean based, 'di ba? Yung Cat's Eye parang joint venture yan ng Korean at saka American company. So it's not to take anything away from Sofia La Forteza's talent because she's obviously a phenomenal talent. But in terms of representation, she's representing Philippines in Cat's Eye, but Cat's Eye is not entirely a representation of the Philippines. It's the representation of multiculturalism, 'di ba? Multicultural na group 'yun eh. And the owner of the brand is not Filipino. It's not a Filipino production. 'Di ba? So iba hindi yeah, mali yung kaya tong sino mang nagsulat nito sa Spot PH, ang pangalan to, Micah Giao, 'di ba? You're missing the point. You're missing the point. Hindi yan yung madami nang nag-perform, 'di ba? Madami nang nagpe-perform. Ang isang homegrown talent na who made it in the international scene talaga, I think ang first is Freddie Aguilar. 'Di ba? Yung Anak was huge back in its day. 'Di ba? And it is homegrown music, homegrown lyrics, music, homegrown feel. The heart is Pinoy. Freddie Aguilar is undoubtedly Pinoy. And production, 'di ba? Dito ni record 'yun. It's Filipino. It is adobo siya. Ganon yung ganon din yung Beanie at SB19. 'Di ba? Etong yung iba tingnan ko dito, No Rome. Itong si Herb, Amerikano yan eh. Amerikano talaga siya. she's Filipino. She has Filipino blood, but she's American. There's nothing wrong with that. 'Di ba? Walang di masama 'yon, 'di ba? Itong isa hindi ko si Bea Badubi ata yan kasi ni-research ko na yung iba dyan. Ito hindi ko kilala kung sino to. Pero ano siya, for sure he's got Filipino blood. Apple the App is malamang dual citizen siya. And he's undoubtedly Filipino. Nobody will ever forget how Apple the App shouted Filipino, Filipino, Filipino. 'Di ba? All sa buong mundo, he was shouting Filipino. Nobody will. Ako personally, I will never forget that. I will look up to Apple the App forever because of that. For me, he's a hero for doing that in 2005, 'di ba? It was a great move. Mararamdaman mo talaga yung watching people from around the world dancing to it. It's amazing. But still, Black Eyed Peas is not homegrown. 'Di ba? And Apple the App knows that. 'Di ba? They get it. Alam nila 'yan. It's not they're not gonna be offended. Kasi alam nila 'yon. Kaya nga sila proud sa Bini rin eh. 'Di ba? Kaya nga sila proud din sa Bini kasi alam nila 'yon. Etong yung Norom at saka Bea Badubi is sa Europe naman sila. They're full-blooded Filipinos but they migrated sa UK ata and they made their careers there. So you can't consider them homegrown already. The same with Apple the App. Doon siya doon siya gumawa ng he made his name in the US. So despite being Filipino, he's not homegrown anymore. It doesn't qualify anymore. And there's nothing wrong with that. Okay? But that makes Bini's feat exceptional. Kasi nga they are purely homegrown. That's what this writer is missing. Okay? Ano sabi niya? Before all that much deserved Bini fanfare. 'Di ba? It's yes, but I don't think this is something that needs to be inserted in the conversation right now. But sure. Okay? Ano pa bang pwede natin pag-usapan? Hindi pa yata tapos tong ano. Ano pa ba yung natitira? Bini's achievement serves as inspiration to young Filipinos, demonstrating that Filipino talent can thrive and gain recognition on the world stage through passion, discipline, and excellence. That's a lot of people have proven that already. Hindi na yun kay Sabini, but again, the homegrown aspect is needs to be recognized. Each and every one of these artists, they're exceptional artists, okay? Napakagaling ng mga yan, 'di ba? But again, the homegrown tag matters. What else? Now therefore, be it resolved as it is hereby resolved by the Senate of the Philippines to congratulate and commend Bini for attaining the historic milestone of being the first Filipino act at the Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival in Indio, California, and for bringing pride and honor to the Philippines. Indeed, pride and honor. Yun kasi yung madami kasing rhetoric na madami pa kasing rhetoric na mga anti-Philippines na parang parang bawal mo nang sabihin proud na maging Pinoy ka, 'di ba? 'Di ba? Parang yung pag sinabi Pinoy pride It's a people are making it sound dirty, 'di ba? Which is dati I get it, may mga cringe talaga na parts, na may mga instances na cringe na Pinoy Pride, yes, parang okay. Gets ko kung bakit it's cringy. Gets ko on how some people, especially politicians, would use it for either propaganda or to deflect real issues. Totoo yun. But it's not that being proud to be Filipino or being proud that your fellow Filipino was able to achieve something remarkable. Magkaiba yun. Okay, you need to be able to separate two things. 'Di ba? Hindi porket merong nagbabastardize sa idea ng Pinoy Pride, it doesn't make the idea of Pinoy Pride bad. 'Di ba? You need to be, kailangan mag-isip ng konting isip, 'di ba? 'Di ba, hindi pwede. yung cringiness, yun ang problema, hindi yung Pinoy Pride, 'di ba? Yung politician na ginagamit siya sa personal interest niya, kupal yung politiko, hindi yung Pinoy Pride ang problema. 'Di ba? Simple lang, simple. So, yung mga ganyang rhetoric kasi ginagamit ng mga tao na ng mga galit sa Pilipinas. I don't know, for whatever reason, whether they're just talagang suko na sila sa Pilipinas, or meron akong video about this a few days ago. Panoorin nyo yung Fuck the Philippines. I'm expounding about this topic, but yung 'di ba, either yan talagang exasperated ka na talaga, or political gains, 'di ba? Usually may mga mga tawag dito, may mga sector, political sector na gustong mag-demoralize sa mga tao sa Pilipino, sa mga Pilipino, 'di ba? And kasi pag demoralized yung mga population, it's easier to destabilize the government, 'di ba? May mga ganun kasi. And it's a tactic, 'di ba? Ganyan nangyayari sa Amerika. Nangyayari sa Amerika. Ang daming, if you notice, ang daming mga Amerikano galit na galit sa Amerika, 'di ba? Of course, America is not perfect. The same way as the Philippines. The Philippines is never gonna be perfect. We all know the struggles at saka yung mga problema ng Pilipinas, inadequacies of the Philippines. But the Philippines is home, 'di ba? This is what we have. This is who we are. And kung hindi tayo masaya, we can always change. We can always have fortitude. And if you tawag dito, nurture yung mga ideas na anti-Philippines, 'di ba? Okay, madami nang problema eh. Tapos sasabihin mo pa, you can't be proud to be Filipino. Yung Filipino, to be grateful to your country, that is basically parang nag-aano ka, parang ine-enable mo yung mga masasama sa lipunan. Hindi ganoon, 'di ba? That is an ingredient to destabilize the country's future. Kasi kung demoralized yung mga tao, the people who's supposed to fight for this country, tapos sasabihin mo mali yun, then the country falls easily. Sinong magde-defend sa Pilipinas kung wala yung mga kailangang, if her sons and daughters will refuse to? Okay, kaya hindi ako, Filipino pride has nothing to do with the cringiness and corruption. Filipino pride is important. It is crucial. And Filipinos should recognize it. Okay.